Things just keep getting better and better and better with FCA, specifically with the Dodge brand, which is what I want to talk about today. Good evening and welcome to the channel. Today is a gorgeous day on the Jersey Shore and some really exciting news from Dodge that I cannot wait to reveal to you guys and talk about. I'm also giving the Hellcat an oil change in preparation of making a couple of videos with Mike, as well as going to see Josh at HHP next week. This is going to be fantastic. So it is time to give the Hellcat a cold start and get the oil changed. But first, before I can do that, I've got to get the Integra Type R out of the garage. And I'm hoping that Mike, Street Speed, might actually review that car. But I also want to talk about some big news with Dodge. Things just keep getting better and better and better with FCA, specifically with the Dodge brand, which is what I want to talk about today. Now, FCA have announced recently that they have no plans on moving the Hellcats and the Scat Packs, Charger and Challenger from the LX platform over to the Alfa Romeo platform. Now, a lot of people are going to get mad about that and say that's a bad thing, but it's not, because the LX platform can handle a lot more power than the platform that's used on the Giulia. And the reason behind it is because it's the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The only problem with the LX platform is its weight. That's pretty much the only downfall to it, really, or one of the only downfalls, as Dodge has rectified a lot of other things with the chassis recently, specifically in the 2015 plus model years. Now, what FCA did say, however, is they were going to redo the LX platform, make adjustments to it so you'd no longer recognize it and make the Hellcat a better car. Now, that's where the exciting news begins. Now, I definitely called it on the Ram Rebel TRX and said that was going to be a production truck, as well as the Hellcat Ram 1500. It may be called something different. A lot of people said that can't be true and that I was wrong. However, 3 or 4 months later, Ram put it on their website and FCA officially announced it. So I was right on that, as well as a lot of other things pertaining to the Charger and the Challenger. So based on what FCA has said and what I'm being told, is they plan on removing several hundred pounds from the Charger and Challenger chassis while making it stronger and more rigid. That can come from using tubular rad supports, tubular K-members and structures, stuff like that. They can use better, more lightweight materials, so the cost, I imagine, is going to go up slightly. So currently, the Charger Hellcat weighs 4575, and the Challenger Hellcat weighs 4450. So there's about 125 pounds difference between the two cars. Now, I'm going to say I expect to see the Charger around the 4,300 pound mark. They're going to be able to get about 200 or 300 pounds out of the car, which is a lot, and that puts it right in the same category as the Cadillac CTS-V and not too much heavier than the Camaro. They also plan on overhauling the LX platform completely, so there's no saying they won't get it even lighter than that. Rumor has it from my source that there's a good chance that they may be using an aluminum block, and if they do that, that's even more weight coming out of the car. So we're gonna have to see how they handle that situation. Also, with the Demon being retired for 2018, as it was a 1-year only vehicle, the Hellcat is probably going to get a bump in power and a lot of other goodies. In fact, it's not really probably, it's pretty much all a guarantee. That's the goal that they're aiming for, is to increase the power of the Hellcat Charger and Challenger while reducing the weight and making the chassis even better and tweaking it. So what I've heard is 750 horsepower, and I've also heard 808 horsepower for the Charger. We all know as car guys, that happens a lot. Shelby did it with the ZR1 Camaro. They later released the Z06 C7, which had similar power plants and horsepower. Now, they're not identical in every way, but the horsepower was actually higher in the C7 Z06 than it was in the previous year's ZR1. So that's the same situation here with Dodge, as I would expect to see the Charger Hellcat and Challenger Hellcat get 808 horsepower. Now, that is not a 100% guarantee, but based on my source, it's a very high probability, and in my opinion, is most likely going to be the case. Will we see that for the 2019 model year? Probably not. It's most likely going to be 2020 or 2021. Now, another exciting thing for the Charger and Challenger Hellcat, specifically for Charger Hellcat owners, the Charger Hellcat will be getting trans brake. The only question is it going to be in the 2020 year or the 2019 year, which is coming out in 6 months? They did tease a new front end, as their spy shots I'll put there on the screen, of the new Charger Hellcat coming out later this year. Is it just the front grille redesign, or are they hiding something different? Well, I'll tell you guys that my source has also informed me that the Charger and Challenger Hellcats are not only going to be getting trans brake, they're also going to be getting line lock as well as the killer chiller. Now, the only two reasons Dodge would have to hide the front end of the new 2019 Charger Hellcat, which you can see again there in the picture above the screen, one of which is the new front ram air grille design, which is already leaked and Dodge knows everybody has seen it as they teased it. So they're not really into hiding that so much because it's already been leaked. Now, the real reason they're hiding the front end is the killer chiller that's now in the 2019 Hellcat Charger and Challenger. Now, you may be asking yourself, what does that have to do with the front end? Well, if you've ever seen the front of a Challenger Hellcat and a Challenger Demon, you will see that you can see the extra heat exchangers and the extra hardware that goes along with the killer chiller, and the grille is slightly different to allow for that extra airflow. The same thing goes for the Charger Hellcat. Why do you think they redid the grille and made a ram air? It makes sense. The cold air is going to be fed ram air through the front grille into a new cold air intake box similar to the Demon, except instead of bringing the air into the hood, it's bringing it into the grille. Also, the design of the grille is completely different, upper and lower, hence the reason why they've blocked out the front of the Charger Hellcat and not the back in that picture I showed you guys, which I've again put on the screen. The reason for it is because there's more going on in the front end than meets the eye. One is the grille design, which they already teased. Two, it's the killer chiller, and it's a different upper and lower grille to allow more airflow. We would see the killer chiller hardware and heat exchangers through these massive openings on the new redesigned upper and lower and corner bumper grills, which is the reason why they're covering it. So I would expect to see line lock as well as the killer chiller and the new induction system on the Hellcat for 2019. I'm also telling you that what I'm hearing from my sources is the Hellcat Charger and Challenger will get a horsepower bump for 2019. I don't know exactly where that horsepower number will lie, but considering the 426 is coming, it's going to be a little bit more power than the 392, so the Hellcat's going to have to make more power. Plus in 2020, they're going to be cutting weight in the LX platform, so it's going to have more power, better handling, and a lighter chassis with trans brake. If the 2019 model Hellcat Charger and Challenger get trans brake, I would expect to see the Hellcats in the 10.5, 10.7 range, bone stock, as the Charger is going to be coming in a wide body version for 2019 as well, equipped with 305 tires all around. What that means is that the Hellcat Charger is going to be able to brake into the 10s on stock tires, and with the trans brake is going to make it even easier. And now the fact that there's a killer chiller coming and better intake system for the Hellcat Charger, I would expect to see the Hellcat run consistent times in the mid-10s. That is fantastic for a 4,500 pound sedan, and the fact that they're going to be lightening the chassis up by a couple of 100 pounds or more in the next 2 years means we could see Hellcat Charger numbers in the low 10s bone stock. But we're gonna have to wait to see what's going on from Dodge, but this is what we know to recap on the Charger. New grille top and bottom, and both corner grills for the intercoolers are all brand new, which means the killer chiller is gonna be added. That's why they've covered the front end, so this way we don't see those differences. Also, they're going to be lightening the chassis by several hundred pounds, possibly an aluminum block coming for 2020. We're going to have to see what happens there. But a horsepower bump to 808 is pretty much inevitable for 2020. 2019 will probably see a little bit of a bump, maybe 725, 735. Dodge could go all out and give us 808, but I believe the 808 and the trans brake will be for 2020. 2019 will get the killer chiller, the new front ram air grille, and totally redesigned ram air cold air intake system, as well as new front and bottom and lower grills. But that leaves a lot to be desired, because in 2020 we're going to have a lighter chassis, more horsepower, and a trans brake. That is very exciting, as Dodge is definitely taking its Mopar enthusiasts seriously, and they keep producing these awesome cars. So hopefully you guys find this extremely exciting, and as well as the 426 Hemi that's replacing the 392, that's very exciting as well. I cannot wait to see the 2019 Charger Hellcat. And if you're already going to think about asking me, yes, I am 100% trading in my Hellcat for the new wide body Charger with the killer chiller and new intake. And in 2020, I will go ahead and trade in my Hellcat again for the 808 horsepower Charger Hellcat. So I'm definitely going to be sticking with the Hellcat. I may not be getting the Trackhawk just yet, as this is very exciting news specifically for Charger Hellcat owners and people who desire to buy a Charger Hellcat in the future. It's pretty exciting. Hopefully they will fix the rear end and make it stronger so no one's breaking the rear end on their Hellcats with trans brake, but that's pretty much to be expected, as they did that with the Demon anyway. So I'm super pumped for this. It's time to get the Type R out of the garage and the Hellcat in here for an oil change. Let's let's see how dirty this oil is after 6,000 miles. In fact, I was a quart low after not checking my oil and topping it off like I should have. I cannot believe the Hellcat burnt 1.5 quarts of oil in 6,000 miles. It's not like I run it that hard. Also, Mike at Street Speed, myself, are doing a video this coming weekend or early this coming week, as well as a week and a half, 2 weeks from now. I'm also going to the YouTube call-out, which is going to be a lot of fun, and I'm going to see Josh at HHP next week, so a killer video there. Lots of power coming for the Hellcat, and then I'm going to be trading in for the new Hellcat this year, so it's pretty exciting. Cold start the Hellcat and see if I can fit both cars in the garage. It never gets old. Never. So as you can see right here, I've got about another foot that I can get the car moved over, which will be plenty of room to get the Hellcat in. It's going to be very close. It'll be a lot of work. It wouldn't be worth it, but this really is a 2-car garage with a 1.5 door, and that's what makes it difficult. If it was a double door and the door was 1.5 feet further on each side, I'd be able to get both cars in the garage. I still could get them both in. It'd make things a lot easier if the door was a little bit wider. As you can see, if I had an extra foot just on this side alone, the Hellcat could come straight in. So it's a double car garage, just the door is small. That's the problem here. Time for an oil change. Sorry for the short amount of content. I just wanted to let you guys know everything that's going on with Dodge. I am so excited to see all these changes to the Charger Hellcat. I think it's going to be fantastic with the new Ram Air grille and intake system they have, as well as the killer chiller, the trans brake that's coming along with more horsepower in 2020. But it's still great to see in 2019 that we're going to get the killer chiller and the new Ram Air intake and a slight bump in horsepower. Dodge is also going to be making the LX platform stronger, lighter, and overall more rigid and better than it currently is. So I can't wait to see the couple 100 pounds come off this chassis and it to be improved by 2020. It's going to be fantastic and I cannot wait. And also, of course, the Charger wide body Hellcat is due for 2019, which I am trading in for. So, but definitely comment below and let me know what you guys think. If you are excited to see me trade in my Hellcat for the 2019 wide body Charger Hellcat, with a different color than white this time. Let me know what you guys think. I think it's going to be an awesome time. Don't forget to check out the store, drivewaydemons.com. New t-shirts are there in small, medium, large, extra large, and double XL, as well as hoodies for the wintertime and other merch. Check it out, drivewaydemons.com. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. Leave your comment below. What do you guys think of today's video? For all my returning subscribers, thank you so much for all your support and watching all my videos. Until the next video, have a great night. Take care.